Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 10 out of Jake. Man, I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on a white man that committed a triple shooting, taking the life of two black teens. February 17th, 2021. Around 7 p.m., Joseph Bossard was seen on surveillance video entering the Quick Shop convenience store within a Shell gas station. He purchased a pack of Marlboro Red cigarettes with a green debit card and can be seen verbally arguing on video with a group of 3 young black males within the store. Joseph was parked at gas pump number 6. The young men parked at pump number 9 beside him. When Joseph exited the store, he drove his truck around the boys he had been arguing with in a complete circle around the gas pump island they parked at. As he drove past their car, he almost sideswiped one of the boys standing beside the passenger side door, his truck clearly visible on surveillance video. After this attempt to intimidate the boys, he drove off, only to return 2 minutes later, pulling up directly behind their vehicle. He exited his truck, quickly approaching the driver's side door of their car that was still parked at pump number 9. He can then be seen on video raising and repeatedly firing a handgun directly at the driver's side of the car. As he fired, the boys attempted to drive away, so Joseph jumped back in his truck, chasing after them. Their vehicle was later found by police crashed into a snowbank a half-mile from the gas station. A 20-year-old was found alive, transported to a hospital in critical condition, while 2 19-year-olds were found dead at the scene of the crash. Joseph's pickup truck was found only a few blocks away from the scene, parked at his house. Officers set up a perimeter around the home, noting they could hear a voice inside, as well as lights being turned on and off. Drones with thermal cameras were deployed, displaying heat coming from the truck, consistent with a vehicle that had been recently driven. The truck was registered to Joseph, and his driver's license photo matched the man seen on surveillance video. Joseph Bossard was taken into custody without incident after police were able to convince him to surrender and exit the residence with his hands up. He was then transported to the Allen County Jail, charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of aggravated battery and criminal recklessness, on top of a sentence enhancement for using a gun to commit a crime. Officers recovered 2 weapons within his home after obtaining a search warrant, a 9mm and .380 caliber handgun. All in all, Joseph took the life of 19-year-old Joshua Cooper and 19-year-old Anderson Reddick. 20-year-old Jalen Rice remains hospitalized in serious condition. Local activists, demonstrators, and supporters all gathered demanding justice for 3 outside of the Allen County Courthouse as 32-year-old Joseph Bossard was formally charged. Now, people of all races showed up to show support for these 3 young men. And they're saying that it's a hate crime. You know what I mean? You got this white guy that got into a verbal altercation and something inside of him was triggered. I covered a case where a kid got charged with 4 murders outside of a restaurant, right? And the motive they tried to say behind that case was his dad was murdered the day before. All right, so you hear something like that, this kid goes and gets revenge, that kind of makes sense. And he actually ended up beating that case, all 4 murders. But in this case, I don't know what they could have said that would have set him off so badly. He's driving his truck around their car. He leaves, and as he's leaving, something deep inside of his soul is burning on fucking fire. He felt the need to turn around, come back, shoot them, chase them down even more. I don't even know if he kept shooting them after the fact. I know the father said that he pulled up after they crashed and shot them again.
Ronaldo Chin III says his son, known as Andy to family and friends, was a loving father to his 2 young children. He says his son was just a happy person, always smiling, and didn't like conflict. His father tells us he's still trying to process what happened, but says he views it as a hate crime.
I think it's was more than a small disagreement. I think he had some hatred in his heart, the way I feel. You know, we have small disagreements every day with people. We don't intentionally drive away, come back and shoot them down, murder them. No, I don't even consider it a murder. I consider it assassination. You know, the way he did them, him and his buddies, for him to leave and come back and shoot my child like that, then chase them down and shoot them some more, make sure the job was well done. That's sounds like an assassination to me.
But it sounds like this man had a deep hatred in his heart for him to go and commit something like this. And YouTube is a funny place, right? Because people are gonna ask, oh, why did you have to point out he's white and the victims were black? Well, that's exactly how it's fucking written in the affidavit and every single news channel. This is exactly how it's being displayed, you know what I'm saying? Because what other reason would be behind it? What is the motive? The argument was that serious? I mean, I would assume if what was said was so fucking serious, he would have pulled the gun out then and there, instead of driving and then coming back. Or he might have gone to his house. They said he only lived a couple blocks away from the gas station. He might have went home, got a gun, and came back. I don't know. I can't think of somebody saying something that disrespectful. He wasn't with his wife. He wasn't with his kid. It wasn't anything. Obviously, there was nothing physical on camera or would have been reported in the affidavit. I don't know why else he would go this far to kill people. But whatever the motive is, it's still unexcusable. There's no excuse you could give for what was committed. But personally, something that I would like to bring up is I would have liked to see the same amount of demonstrators and supporters in the Honeycomb Brazy case, where his grandparents' house was shot up, their oxygen tank was hit, and the house fucking exploded. It doesn't matter if it's black on black. We don't know who shot. But I would have loved to see all races coming together in support of that family, in support of the neighbor Miss Pearl that posted her GoFundMe. You know, I don't feel that energy should only be directed when there's a white person involved with a black person, because you have black on black violence, you have white on white violence. If we can all come together and support each other every single fucking time something like this happens, it's gonna show that we don't just care when it's two different races targeting each other. It's gonna show that we don't accept any form of violence whatsoever. That's what would make sense to me. But I'm not saying that to disregard this case, and I am going to be linking the GoFundMes for the victims in this case and for the surviving man that is still alive and recovering in the hospital. But with that being said, it's 10 out of J. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Until next time.